Hi, this is a quick overview of Microsoft Excel. We're going to be going over some basic formulas, sorting, filling in, formatting, and some basic charts as well. So first let's look at some formulas. I have 3 columns here, and the first thing we want to do is get a sum of this first column. And you can do that in 2 ways. The first way is over here on the Home tab. There's an auto sum icon. If I click on that, very simple. It just collects all of the numbers right above it, and if I press enter, it will give me a sum. I can do that in a different way as well by actually using the formula bar, and I can click on the equal sign. Formulas always start with the equal sign, and then I can type in the sum, open up my parentheses, highlight all of the numbers that I want to add together, close my parentheses, and press enter. I can also do it by clicking on this little insert function icon. I can search for a function over here, or I can choose one from the drop down and sum happens to be there. And then I can click OK. I'll get another little screen. It asks me what the first number is and what the you can put in all the numbers, or you can put in a range of numbers using the colon in between. And these are just highlighted like that. And then I can click OK. The other thing I can do, oops, sorry about that. The other thing I can do is if I already have a formula, I can just click and drag. See that little square right there? I can just click and drag that over, and the formula will be copied over with the new column or row information depending on where you're moving it from. So let's clear that information. And now we're going to get an average. And the average we can also do by putting in the formula if we know it, or by clicking on the function icon. And again, you can type in the word average, but it happens to be right down here. So I can click on it and then click OK. And again, I get this screen up, and it's already highlighted A2 to A6, but I can also highlight it if it wasn't in there. And then I can click OK, and that is the average. Minimum, again, clicking on the insert function icon. Minimum is not here. If I go down, it's still not here. So I'm going to type it in and see what comes up. And here it is. I'm going to click OK. Again, it wants the range. So you can highlight those cells. And then if I click OK, it's given me the minimum number. Maximum is very similar. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to type in max. Oops. And then click OK. I have my range. And then click OK again, and it's given me the maximum number in that column. I can also sort. I'm going to clear out this contents again. I can also sort by column if I'd like to do that. If I click on a column and I go to Data and click on the sort icon, I have a warning in this case because I've only highlighted the first column, so I can expand the selection or continue with the current selection. So if I want to, I am going to expand the selection and click sort, and it expands it to everything that's there. Here I can sort by what column first, and then I can add a level, and I can sort by a second column if I'd like. I can choose values and then smallest to largest or largest to smallest, and then click OK. And it'll sort all 3 columns for me. If I wanted to format any of these cells, I can go back to the Home tab, and I can change easily the styles right up here if I wanted to do that. I can choose some fills over here. If I click on this drop down, I can change the text colors as well. I can change the size of the text and the font of the text. Bold, italics, underlined, you can do all that. I can also change the borders around the cells by clicking on this drop down. So if I wanted to just have a thick border around each column, I could just highlight each column and choose that option. If I wanted to shade a cell, I can right click on one, and I could click on again the fill color up here, the drop down, and choose a filling. So I could do that using the right click or by using the paint bucket up here. Let's say I wanted to take all of these 3 columns and put them into a graph. I would highlight them, click on Insert, and we have a bunch of chart and graph options here. So I can choose what I want. In this case, I'm going to choose a 3D column graph. And if I just click it, it will automatically create a graph for me. If I highlight it again, and I go back to Insert, I can choose another type of graph, and it would create another type of graph for me. Once I have these graphs, if I've selected them, I could change the colors, what they look like, and the layouts as well. Once I've selected something, I have new tabs, so you always want to look to the right for those new tabs. Let's do one more. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to go to Insert, and then I'm going to go to Pie. And there you go. We have our pie graph as well. If you have any questions, you can contact Learning Support by stopping by Calkins 106. You can email us at learningsupport@hofstra.edu, or you can give us a call at 516-463-7777. Thank you.